Hi, I am Rose, and you're listening to the Sovereign Soul podcast. I support awakening souls live beyond their ego and limitations so that they may know true freedom. The last episode, I spoke about free choice and understanding what it means to take responsibility for what you are experiencing in this life, even though you cannot remember choosing it before you came here. And so I want to build on that subject, the subject of unconscious and conscious choice. When we are a victim, we are not in our power. Things are happening to us. We can be overwhelmed, we pity ourselves, we get stuck in a very low vibration of lack because ultimately we don't feel that anything is working for us. We feel lost. In order to stop feeling lost, we have to move into a space of empowerment. We have to move out of that victim and we're going to move into a space of empowerment. And I think I go into pretty good detail in the last one about that when it comes to believing and knowing in yourself that you have chosen the entirety of the life that you're living. Because that puts us in a space of being responsible for the things that we are experiencing. So when we die, we have another experience. Our consciousness continues. We don't just stop when the body's dead. The body is a very small part of actually what we are. It's a way for us to have experiences. And if you've listened to anything else I've spoken about on my other episodes, you will know that I see Earth is stuck in a very low energetic gridlock of hierarchy and control in the spiritual realm, which keeps people feeding Earth. The reason why I believe that that is what's going on, or should I say the purpose of why that is going on, is because in the hierarchical system, the things at the top of the pyramid are addicted to power, and it gets its energy and its say it's life force, but it's not, say it's life force from the energy that is produced by all the beings underneath that it has power and control over. The power and the control that it has is its juice, it's its gummy berry juice. And that's no different to the mirrored hierarchy that is taking place on Earth and the leadership, which is also incredibly toxic. And it's all to do with people addicted to power and having power and control over others because it gives them more of a sense of empowerment because it has control over it. So souls are a commodity. They are a frequency, or not a frequency, a currency and a frequency. And the frequency that most of our souls actually emit is one of fear, one of confusion, one of anxiety, one of deep separation from the truth of who we really are. And most people are living in a state of fight or flight and survival, and very much living in a space of unconscious choices. Most people on earth believe that life is happening to them, that there is a God that has put them where they are. I think karma is such a disgusting concept because karma teaches people that if you are having a rough time, or perhaps you are born in a slum, or maybe you're born in a crack whorehouse or whatever, that's your karma because you were bad in a past lifetime. Awful, revolting, terrible, because it also tells people that you need to stay where you are because you've got to work through your karma to change. And karma is a self-made concept. If you believe you're bad and you deserve what you've got, you will continue to have that. But they put it in as if to say, oh, you've been punished by a god or whatever it is. So again, a lot of unconscious choices that people are making, thinking that they have no other choice other than to be running around like headless chickens, fight or flight, in this absolute survival state. Because most people, let's face it, are battling just to keep a roof over their heads and food in their stomach, let alone trying to be better people. The world is not geared up for people to have a deep connection to the truth of what they are, and then to know that in all beings. Oneness is not part of the plan here on earth. Separation is what it's all about. And so we ourselves are separated from our own conscious choice when we are fully and completely invested in a God beyond this earth, or in the spiritual realm that we think has our soul and full control over our life and pulling all our strings. Now, I believe that we choose the life we're living, and until we can consciously reconnect with that, we will still have a life that feels like something else is pulling the strings, because something else is pulling the strings. Let's face it, we're giving the power away to everything. So an unconscious choice is what happens when this is what we believe the reality of our existence is, that it belongs to somebody else and we're just a mere pawn in the game. We are just trying our best, and it's all got to do with God and God willing and God this and God that. And I say no. I say whatever we experience, we have chosen, because we might not remember it, but that's okay. That's part of the game. But as soon as we go, okay, I might not remember it, but I can see point in this. I can see reason in this. I can see that it can move me forward and step me into more self-empowerment, so that these things have less and less and less control over me, including my own mind, including my own emotions. So we start taking more and more responsibility for ourselves. And then how that reflects in our inner world is all of a sudden we are making conscious choice in how we respond and behave to our own life and triggers and world around us. It's an inner game in how to become free. But when we feel we don't have conscious choice over our own emotions and reactions and triggers, we are not free. We are a prisoner. So the conscious choice, like I say, becomes when we can go, oh, I can see that that situation brought about this feeling inside of me. That feeling belongs to me. Oh, that's interesting. That feeling comes from when I was a little kid and this and this and this happened. And oh, interesting. I'm still seeing this scenario in the same way. I'd like to release that. And so you choose to release it, or you choose to go, I'm going to take responsibility for how I'm feeling right now, and I'm going to choose to behave in a different way. I'm not just going to go for my arrested development. That's conscious choice. That is what we want to get to if we actually want freedom. That is what it really means to live beyond the ego and to live beyond those limitations. Our limitations are the unconscious stuff that's happening in our life that we are not aware of. And bringing light to the unconscious gives us the chance to make a conscious choice, a thought that you're making for yourself, a decision that you are making for yourself. And that is how we heal. And that's also how we heal the planet, because we can show others how to do this for themselves, as opposed to randomly just being a victim to your own self. Because we are massive victims to ourselves. We're actually victims to everything. We are victims to circumstance. We are victims to the world. We are victim to our God. We are a victim to other people and to the relationships we're in. And most big one is we are victims to ourselves. We can hurt ourselves so badly and be so disempowered just by the way in which we deal with ourselves, because it is so unconscious. So unconscious and conscious is our ability to take responsibility for all the things that have happened, all the things that are happening past this life, before, and then start choosing to deal with those things differently in ourselves and also the world that we are experiencing. Because being a victim to our life means you open your eyes one day and you think, oh my God, I can't stand how I'm living. I'm in a miserable relationship. I don't get along with my kids, or my kids aren't doing what I want, or this isn't how I want it, or whatever the story is. And you're being a victim actually to your life and your circumstances and yourself, because you're not willing to say, well, I chose this, and what I'm experiencing is going to teach me whatever that might teach you, and I can make a different choice if I don't like the one I have made. That is stepping back into your power, which means if you're in an abusive relationship, you can choose to leave. If you are a parent who feels that it is so difficult raising children, well, you can change your approach to that situation so that you embrace it. Because I believe you have a choice. There are many different ways that we can say deal with being a parent. Some people give their kids up for adoption. Some people let somebody else raise their children. Some people just abandon and desert their children. So you have choices. Or people stay with their kids and just land up taking out all of their emotional poison on their kids. Or people have kids and they absolutely love being a parent, yet they can be very controlling and never let their kids grow up. Or you can be a parent that just absolutely loves the choice of being a parent because you chose it. And therefore, you are going to make conscious choices in how you are going to deal with this thing or navigate this thing in an empowered way, rather than letting the choice that you actually made become something that you're a victim to. I always give the example of parenting because it's so close and dear to most human beings on the planet. But parenting is such an interesting thing because, again, a lot of people parent unconsciously, and it's actually something that can be done very consciously and become an incredibly beautiful experience. And I think I might talk about that in the next episode. So that's it for today. Again, if nothing's clear, please leave comments and I will try to answer things in a better way. And reach out if you're looking for other tools or resources. I have tons of them. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.